Today, we're joined by a storyteller filmmaker and the man taking on one of the most controversial debates in the food world. He's the host of the Slice of Life show, the voice behind the Beverly Hills 90210 Show podcast. Now he's
Mhm.
stepping into the director chair with his upcoming documentary, boldly making the case that the best pizza is in LA. Please welcome film director, podcaster, and pizza champion, Peter Ferraro. Hey, Peter.
Hello. Hi, Erica. How are you? It's great to be here.
It's great to have you on the podcast. I was really looking forward to this. You have a big documentary coming out here in, I think, less than a week. And I think when we air, it'll be maybe the day up or the day after. But I wanted
That's right.
to get to know you and for the audience to get to know you.
I know a lot of your audience. Are they East Coast based? Are they pizza aficionados everywhere, or where?
I mean, everywhere. I just did a podcast with someone from south of France, Costa Rica, East Coast, West Coast, and Italy, all over the world.
And I think that the best pizza's in Los Angeles.
That is an
I'm sorry
opinion.
to all those other places that you just mentioned, but the bad news: the best pizza's in LA right now. So that's what's happening.
Well, this is, what the documentary is about, and I definitely want to talk about it, but I want to talk about you first. And I want to ask you, did you grow up with this, camera in your hand? Was filmmaking something that you started doing early?
It was. My dad was always someone that had a video camera. He was always shooting like the home movie thing. And I always think that that sort of inspired me to want to do it. But then I just kind of found my way, knew that I wanted to do this film, interviewing, going around, meeting new people. Like I knew that I wanted to do that from when I was probably like 12 years old, and it took me a long time to get there to do the thing because life gets in the way and people get in the way. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I've been making films since for the last 10 years or so, and this one is the most fun for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we have the love of film and we have the love of pizza. Now, do you remember like your first pizza experience?
I do. I mean, for me, it was my grandma Ann's pizza. She used to make like a Sicilian style pizza at home,
Mm,
whenever we would be over at her house. And so I remember her making that. I remember semolina flour. I remember what it smelled like. I remember all those things. But I don't really fuck with Sicilian pizza these days. Like it's not my go-to. I don't know if it's because my grandma Ann set this bar of what it was supposed to be, and everywhere I've been since, it just doesn't measure up,
yeah.
or if I am not one. And I know this is a very popular belief that the pizza that you first have is the pizza that you fall in love with forever. I am not a believer. I don't subscribe to that newsletter because I think pizza and all flavors are constantly evolving. The things that you were able to get a long time ago, you're not able to get anymore. And so tastes change, owners change, recipes change, and so for me, it's like I've been someone who likes to evolve and move towards the pizza that I'm really into, like right now, and so shortly after, like when I had like a true slice of pizza, it was at a place in Lyndhurst, New Jersey called Mr. Bruno's Pizza. I remember eating that pizza, and I loved Mr. Bruno's. Mr. Bruno's back in that day, this is the '80s, the guy Steve that ran it used to smoke a cigarette, like, at the counter, and pizzas would just be flying. That's just what it was like back then.
Yeah.
I always think that the cigarette smoke Steve's cigarette smoke helped the
Yeah,
flavor
flavor the
profile of the
pizza.
it gave it a little something special, and so that's, like, the first true pizza shop that I remember eating at. It's not that great anymore, Mr. Bruno's. This is what I'm talking about the evolution of pizza. Steve sold it. He's not there anymore, and no diss on those people that are running it, but Steve, he just had an energy, you know what I mean? He knew what was supposed to be in his pizza, and, if it's not carried on and the next generation is wants to mix it up, it's not gonna be Mr. Bruno's, you know what I mean? It's gonna be, Cousin Steve's or something something.
Cousin Steve's a lesser pizza,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
not as
But it's
good
probably like
slice.
Cousin Jason, like a name that has, like, no Italian heritage whatsoever,
No, no connection, cousin by marriage.
Yeah, exactly. Cousin-in-law, yeah.
Yeah, cousin-in-law's pizza. I want you to describe to me, like, a pizza night when you were a kid.
I mean, and I say this in the documentary too, but, like, there was always sort of a connection with pizza and television, pizza in an event. I was a WWF kid growing up, and
Me
so
too.
it it was like watching, WrestleManias with, you know, a local pizza shop or even Pizza Hut or Domino's. Like, I'm not sometimes it wasn't about the local shop, it was just about whatever could get here fast.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, and also 90210. Like 90210 was a really important show for me growing up. I was a huge fan of it. And we kind of created a weekly thing like where we would watch 90210 and have pizza. So, I mean, it's always been that sort of connection of like, I always, I'm like what, Gen X? I'm a Gen X kid. So there's always a connection of pizza and like pop culture and the things that we sort of grew up watching. And so I connect those dots.
Yeah, I also grew up in the '80s, and 90210 was a huge show. It was one of my favorite shows too. Also very connected with pizza. Like, we had a pizzeria, so we obviously ate pizza so many days, but when we also went places, we ate pizza, and we even went to Pizza Hut every so often, believe it or not.
I love Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut. I have not had it in a long time. I mean, I love the old Pizza Hut, the Pizza Hut where you could
Yes,
dine in and have the salad bar and the breadsticks, and you could sit with someone. Like growing up in the 90s in high school, we used to go to Pizza Hut all the time. Like that,
same.
loved that pizza spot.
Yep.
That's what I mean about pizza. It's like people take it very seriously, but I could say that some of my best pizza nights were at Pizza Hut with friends, hanging out, gossiping about what was going on in high school. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep, with the red cups with the soda.
You gotta love the red cups. I wish I had. I wish now I'm gonna go on eBay after this and see if I can buy one of those red cups.
Yeah, they're nostalgic.
They are, yeah. I mean, and I read somewhere recently that someone's trying to bring it back. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but I mean, I hope so. I still order Pizza Hut and Domino's. Like, I know that I eat a lot of great pizza now, so it's not. I don't do that as often, but every
Yeah.
once in a while, I'll just be like, okay, I just feel like Domino's right now. I don't want to choose
Yeah.
amongst all the pizza places that are in Los Angeles. I just want Domino's because it's simple.
You don't wanna pick a side.
Exactly. There are so many great pizza places in Los Angeles that I would be picking a side. Yeah. Mhm.
100%. Now, do you feel like now Pizza Hut and Domino's has changed compared to, like, when we grew up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, those they don't taste like I don't know what's happened, you know what I mean? But they don't taste quite like what they used to when we were kids, and I don't know if there's just something about how the soda was back then, it was so sweet and just, like, all worked, and maybe my palate wasn't really developed, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was this girl that I was obsessed with in high school, her name was Jen Posey, and her family used to take me out to dinner and they were super big foodies. This is the first experience, like in my life, where I was exposed to food that wasn't just Italian food. They used to take me
Yeah.
to Korean restaurants and Bobby Flay's restaurant before it was like like it was Mesa Grill, but before Bobby Flay was like Bobby Flay. I mean, he was still Bobby Flay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and so they used to take me to a lot of places, and like I remember that they were the first people that I was with when someone asked me, "How do you want your burger?" And I didn't know how to answer the question. And
Sure.
so I remembered that my mom used to always get her burgers well done, and I always thought that sounded crazy. And so I said well done because that's just all I knew. And then Jen's mom was like, "No, you go medium rare." And I was like, "Okay." Moving forward, I always go medium rare. So anyway, so that's when I started to experiment and like eat out at different restaurants and whatnot. It opened up a whole different mind, food memories that I have that maybe are different than say a kid that didn't have that experience with Jen Posey and just ate at their house every night. You know what I mean? Like, and just
Yeah.
were enriched in the traditions of whatever their family had. So I was always somebody from a young age that that would be exposed to lots of different cultures and lots of different food profiles. And so I've always been super excited, like, whenever I can try something totally different on a pizza or just in general.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. So, what was the moment where it was like, "Okay, now I'm going to decide to make an entire documentary about pizza in LA?"
The thing was, when you leave New York or New Jersey and you move to LA, the perception is that, oh, LA is really fake and there's all these kinds of misconceptions about Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And when I got to LA, I would always have somebody in my family or a friend that would say, "Well, what are you going to do?" I'm a huge Mets fan, so somebody said, "You can't root for the Mets anymore." And I was like, "What? Why not?" I still have TV. I can watch the Met games on television. And then
Yeah.
somebody said, "Well, the only other problem is you can't get a good pizza anywhere in Los Angeles." And I was like, "Well, I don't know if that's true. It's not like all the pizza chefs are only in New York City." And so I said to that person, "No, not only are there great pizza shops in Los Angeles, but the best pizza is in in LA. Of all in the world, it's the best pizza." And I didn't know if that was true or not. I did know that I used to love going to Nancy Silver as a visitor whenever I would travel to LA. I always used to go to Nancy Silverton's Pizzeria Mozza. And to
Yeah.
me, that was a different style pizza that I had ever had before. And so when I said that to this kid Clark, that's who said it. When I said that to him, I said, because Nancy Silverton's in LA and her pizza's, and she's the best in the world. I mean, Nancy Silverton is this, you know what I mean? And I didn't really have her pizza to know, but then eventually I did, and I loved it. So I was like, I need to really go and see if this is true. And then one day I was watching local LA KTLA, and there was this guy Andy Reamer who's like a newscaster,
Mhm.
and he read a report from my friend Karen Palmer, who's my friend now, but I didn't know then, that she wrote an article saying that the best pizza's in LA. So I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. There is something going on here in Los Angeles right now, and I have tapped into a movement beyond real. And so I just went out and started eating every single pizza place in Los Angeles, from like the
Mm.
Pizza Hut equivalent, which was called Shakey's, to the Tokyo style pizza, to people that were putting Korean barbecue on pizza, even to the California Pizza Kitchen. I wanted to eat every single one of them and see where it ranks. What's up? Do I actually feel this connection? And I do. I actually stand by what the title at this point.
Wow. I can understand that, and I will tell you, I don't think that LA has gotten the respect that it deserves with pizza just from watching the documentary, from being in LA a couple times, but there is an evolution going on right now in LA, and what do you think has kind of caused that?
I think it's a few things. Think I mean, I hate when everyone says the pandemic did this, the pandemic did that. But at one point or another, a bunch of pizza makers or craft pizza makers started to want to do. They came from the East Coast. I think of Daniel Holzman, who is an East Coaster that came out to LA and opened a pizza shop. There's a bunch of those people that came to LA wanting to sort of do something different with the scene, because for a while it's not that LA had bad pizza. It just this place was good. It was a lot of hit or miss.
Yeah.
And so it just all sort of happened at the same time, that all these craft pizza makers came to this area at one point and aren't really always competing with each other. In fact, they're inspiring each other. The community has been built. And at this point now, I mean, the number two pizza in the world is at a place called Pizzeria Say, which is in Los Angeles. And so it's like, at some point there has to be some credibility coming. We cannot only let Dave Portnoy be the person that decides where the best pizza is. Like, I love him. I think it's great when he's done so much for pizza, so it's not a diss, but he's only really rating one style of pizza. And so for me, it's like there is so many different types of pizza, and in Los Angeles there happens to be so many different styles that collectively I feel like it's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying for sure. Now, what I loved a lot was how you pulled in the different people from Beverly Hills 90210 into the documentary. To see those faces again was so cool, and it was so nostalgic, and the fact that you had pizza with them was even cooler.
I mean, that was something that was really important to me because, people when I was first making the documentary, someone said, why are we interviewing all these 90210 people? They didn't get it, but it was like because for me, it's like I connect pop culture and pizza together. And that show was a driving force in my life. I'm obsessed with Claire Arnold and Donna
Yeah,
Martin and David Silver and all of those people. So to be able to sit with them and like talk about whether it'd been with Tori, like having pizza in the mansion, or with Brian comparing West Coast, Coast pizza with like West Coast, East Coast rap. It was just like a lot of fun to be able to explore that. And also some of the Food Network people too, which is like something I grew up with as well. Like I talked about in the documentary, that Emeril Lagasse's pizza episode was one of those things where I was like, I really want to experiment. I really want to go try that pizza. I want to try to make that pizza. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I feel like I got to do some of those really fun things with all of those people. And I hope that people enjoy that journey of it all.
yeah, that was one of the coolest parts for sure. Now I know that you're very adventurous with trying everything on pizza. Is there anything that you're like, absolutely not when it comes to a pizza?
Not anymore. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, there's a couple of different people out in LA now that have like corn on pizza. And
Oh,
like at
yeah,
first I was like, I don't know, but I love it. It's so good. The one that Triple Beam makes, particularly with corn on pizza, is really, really good. And then Pizzeria Say does an omakase, and he went wild on out with with some of those pizzas. Like there was like a tuna pizza. He had like a curry pizza. And so after that omakase, I was like, there's really nothing that you can throw at me now at this point that I'm gonna say no to on a pizza. Like
yeah,
give me all of it. Give me all of the things and any kind of creation that you can come up with.
yeah. No, I can see that. So
I know that for a lot of people, that is shocking and off-putting, and it's like there's only a certain way a pizza should be made, a temperature, a style, maybe a pepperoni, but I promise you, as pizza evolves, all of these things are now options, and they're being done really, really good. I will say, I am not a fan of the California Pizza Kitchen. Like,
yeah,
I don't like it. Of the pizzas anyway, like, I just thought it's a mall pizza. But I did have, like, a pineapple pizza at California Pizza Kitchen, and I was like, I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever had. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I've
Still
had worse
pizza.
pizza in New York City,
Wow.
like, at Famous Ray's or one of those, like, $2 pizza, like, in the theater district, 2 a.m. pizza. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of
Mhm.
those places are dog shit pizzas. You know what I mean? And it's like, I would rather eat the California Pizza Kitchen or Sbarro's Pizza than some of those iconic New York City shops that have been there and just are shit, and everyone knows which ones those are, you know?
Sure. So take me through, like, you have someone coming to LA for 24 hours. Where do they go?
Depends on where they're coming from. This is a great question. If someone's coming from Jersey, we're going to Secret Pizza because Secret Pizza is Jersey pizza, and someone from Jersey is not going to they're not going to fuck with Pizzeria Tokyo Pizza right out of the gate. So we're going to go to Secret Pizza. He makes a really great Jersey pizza. If it's someone from New York, like if my friend Dom came, I would be like, okay, I want to take you to Danny Boy's because Danny Boy's pizza has kind of got this like 90s nostalgic New York City pizza vibe. If I had someone who was more adventurous and was like, I want to try like something a little wild, I would take him to Pizzeria Say because again, it's the number one two pizza place in the world, and it's unlike any other flavor. If I could pick just one pizza place to take someone to, it would be Pizzeria Say. Even if they were from Jersey, even if they were from New York or Detroit, I would take them there because it's like, it's a, it's sort of like I don't wanna say a reinvention of pizza because Tokyo style pizza has been invented before, but his flavors, his version of that is phenomenal.
Awesome. So What are some things that you really want people to know just, like, out the gate about the documentary?
I would say that I am not someone that has like a pizza box collection. I am not an aficionado of pizza. I am not a chef. I am not an expert on anything. So if that's what you're looking for, like a real hardcore, like, pizza stuff, and we do get into some of those things because of the pizza chefs. But I think this is a more fun, nostalgic culture journey through the discovery of pizza in a city that you would have probably slept on because you're just not from there or you have a certain viewpoint of it. And I think the point of the whole documentary is that pizza is changing, places are changing. I mean, I think he was on your show. There's a pizza maker in Hamilton, Canada that is
Yes.
just crushing it up there. A friend of mine told me she went and it was incredible. So the idea, I mean, and your family's pizza shop is in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So it
Right
doesn't have to
outside.
be like it doesn't have to be those 5 cities.
Yeah.
Give other places a chance and know that pizza, like, it's changed a bit, and LA should definitely be ranked higher.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
I had
point.
someone on from Mississippi, and she's doing some really amazing things with pizza, and she's doing bagels, and, I mean, there's people everywhere doing cool things with pizza now, which is great.
I mean, I love that the most. I love that the most, that people are not afraid to try making a pizza in their community, even though it's not known for a great pizza.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. The one thing I wanted to ask too is what's the easiest way for people to watch the documentary to find you?
So now, at this point, when they're watching this, it will be available on iTunes or on Amazon via a rental or purchase. All those sort of video on demand places, you can get it from those places. That's the easiest place.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to have been on here. And yeah, I've been following your show and your story a little bit, and I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I was, we got introduced from Tony Manja, funny
Right.
enough.
Yes. Yeah.
And I really love what you're doing. I love the documentary. I love the pop culture. And I can't wait to get back out to LA and do a pizza tour just based on your recommendations.
Well, I'll go with you. I would love to
Yes.
go with you,
Let's
and
do
we'll
it.
make a date. We'll make invite Tony Manja too.